Good Yontiv and Shana Tova. 5 years ago, in 2020, I gave my first Kol Nidre address as the president of Congregation B'nai Tzedek. It was the height of a global pandemic. My remarks were pre-recorded and streamed online. The rabbi and cantor led high holiday services, as you recall, from inside glass booths. And except for a handful of people needed for a minyan, this beautiful cavernous sanctuary sat empty. It was a frightening time. We knew little about COVID-19. There was no cure. People all around us were sick. And still, I spoke about gratitude, tradition, and hope, about how being separate actually brought us together. Since then, the pandemic has subsided and a new normal has taken hold. Some of it good, much of it challenging. In the past 5 years, we've witnessed rising anti-Semitism in our country and around the world. Students chanting support for Hamas on college campuses, a Congress no longer standing fully united behind Israel, and deepening political divisiveness. And since October 7th, 2023, our hearts have been shattered for our brothers and sisters in Israel. How's that for a cheery opening? Yet despite, or maybe because of all that has gone on in the world over the last 5 years, as I address this congregation for the fourth and final time as your president, I look out tonight at this sacred space, now filled to capacity with my CBT family, and I'm overwhelmed with gratitude. Gratitude for each of you. Whether you were here every Shabbat, whether you came to one of our many programs, or whether tonight is your first time walking through the doors in a long time, I am grateful we are all here together as the heart and soul of B'nai Tzedek. This congregation has been our home for decades, and more than that, it has been our roots and our wings, through dark times and bright ones. Our roots keep us grounded in tradition, values, and shared history as a people who will not bend or break. Our wings lift us higher, welcoming new families, creating joyful moments, and building our future together. We see this balance every day on our campus. The Greenside Early Childhood Center has more than doubled in size as young families choose CBT as their Jewish home. The Rabovsky Religious School is alive with energy and learning, led by extraordinary educators, nurturing young Jewish souls. These are our roots, teaching Torah, mitzvot, and community. And they are also our wings, shaping engaged Jewish children who will grow into tomorrow's leaders. From my first term during COVID-19 to my second during our rabbinic transition, some might say I chose two of the hardest times to serve. But to me, these moments have been a gift. They were when relationships deepened, purpose sharpened, and the joy of belonging to this sacred community became not just an idea, but a lived experience. Together, we have shown what resilience means. From pandemic to transition, from staff changes to welcoming new families into our fold, we have held tightly to who we are. We are the heart and soul of B'nai Tzedek. But we are also something even larger. We are a link in the chain of people in the Jewish nation, stubborn in the best way, refusing to give up, refusing to give in, refusing to give way, insisting that even in the face of anti-Semitism and fear, even in the face of pain, we will live fully Jewish lives. We will dance. As we approach the second anniversary of October 7th, our prayers remain urgent, our mourning raw, and our love for Israel unshakable. We continue to pray for the hostages, mourn the murdered, lift up displaced families, and support the IDF. Last year, President Isaac Herzog reminded us that October 7th was the day the earth shook, but also the day the Jewish people stood tall and declared, "Never again is now." At B'nai Tzedek, we embrace that declaration. We stand proudly with Israel, her people, her soldiers, her leaders, her future. And every time we raise our voices in Hatikvah, we remind ourselves that our hope, resilience, and unity will never be broken. Back here at home, none of what we do would be possible without our extraordinary staff, led by Executive Director Sylvia Mace. With vision and warmth, Sylvia guides our daily operations. She supports our clergy, staff, and lay leaders. She leads a team who are not just employees, but family. We are equally grateful to our security team and Montgomery County Police Detail. They make it possible for us to pray, to play, to learn, to mourn, and to celebrate with peace of mind. Their presence ensures that our doors are wide open, even in a world that too often tries to close them. As you leave tonight's service, I ask that you stop by and take a moment to thank the officers on duty for all they do to protect us and our congregation. As I mentioned, this year is also one of transition. Our Senior Rabbi Search Committee, one of the most talented and dedicated groups I've ever seen, thanks to past President Barbara Guterman, is hard at work. They are not simply searching for a rabbi, they are searching for our rabbi, the next great leader to guide B'nai Tzedek into the future. While that process continues, we are blessed to walk this journey with Rabbi Bear, whose wisdom, humor, and heart have already touched so many of us. And we remain anchored by Cantor Capel, whose spirit and presence lift us higher. Together, they embody our theme of roots and wings, holding us steady while inspiring us forward. And because of you all, life at B'nai Tzedek thrives. Over the past year, we have enjoyed many brotherhood, sisterhood, and synagogue-wide events, including golf tournament, Torah study, Israeli affairs programs, theater, music, pickleball, block parties, and of course, the great Hamantash and Latka debate, where past President Bruce Genderson dressed up as a giant Hamantashen while putting his sharp litigator skills to work. And this year, among other events, we look forward to our major fundraiser in May. More on that in a moment. We will also have many joyful programs planned by our new Shlichah Imbal and the second annual update on the Israeli-Gaza war presented by our very own Jonathan Schanzer, Executive Director at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, and so much more. This past year, together, we've cried, we've laughed, we've planted living memorials through the Daffodil Project. As well, we've celebrated Shabbat, Simchat Torah, and Purim with dancing and song. We have been moved by our middle and high school students who shared their thoughtful insights about the history of the Middle East, and who spoke to us with wisdom and courage about the world they are inheriting. If any of what I've said inspires you, I encourage you to get involved. We may be a mid-sized congregation, but we plan and program as if we were 3 times our size. I cannot thank our dedicated board of directors and extraordinary staff enough for making this possible, ensuring that there is truly something to spark the interest of every single one of us. Each of our board members and lay leaders rolls up their sleeves, serving like they're on payroll, which I can assure you they are not. From Chesed to Israel Affairs, to inclusion, to community engagement and programming, they are the ones that make things happen. And what makes our board so extraordinary is not just their dedication, but their diversity of history at CBT. They are comprised of founding members who built this congregation, second and third generation leaders and members who grew up at B'nai Tzedek and are now giving back to the community that raised them. This is the strength of our leadership, a true living bridge across generations. At B'nai Tzedek, we remain one family, but make no mistake, it takes all of us. Dues only cover part of what it takes to sustain our community at this level. Your generosity, whether through donations to funds such as, but not limited to, Chesed, Security, Israeli Affairs, and our annual fundraiser keeps us strong. At B'nai Tzedek, we typically have smaller targeted fundraising asks throughout the year, and then one major fundraiser in the spring. And this year, it's a huge one. Perhaps our best kept secret ever, and announced here for the very first time. From Broadway to B'nai Tzedek, we are proud to present an evening of laughter with Alex Edelman. Many of you may already know his comedy. For those who don't, you'll be in for a real treat. Alex's show, Just for Us, recently played more than 500 performances worldwide, including on Broadway before premiering as an HBO comedy special that earned him a place on the Time 100 list, a Tony Award, and an Emmy Award. Alex was also the head writer for BuzzFeed's Saturday Night Seder, which in 2020 raised over $3.5 million for the CDC COVID-19 Relief Fund. Soon, you'll also see him starring in a spin-off of the popular TV show The Office. We look forward to sharing this incredible evening with all of you. Space is limited, so purchase your tickets or buy your sponsorship as soon as they go on sale. You won't want to miss out on this one, I can assure you. As I close my final Kol Nidre address, I return to where I began in 2020, discussing traditions and hope, faith and gratitude. We are a people steeped in more than 5,000 years of tradition and hope. Hope for our future, the future of our children, and the future of our people. From generation to generation, we have been bound together by traditions and faith. Despite adversity, despite those who have sought to destroy us, and despite those around us who seek to have us abandon our faith, for thousands of years, we have continued to survive and thrive as a nation and as a community. Our task now, to keep our traditions going, to continue planting roots, to continue spreading our wings. Come to services, join our classes, volunteer, build your family's Jewish life here. As for my family, I want to express my gratitude to my parents for giving me Jewish roots that inspired me to serve, and to Gary, Jonathan, and Rachel for being my wings, supporting me every step of this journey. Finally, I want to express how thankful I am to each of you for allowing me to serve as your president, for choosing to belong to this wonderful, sacred community, for embracing our Jewish traditions even in difficult times, and for raising the next generation of Jewish leaders to carry our traditions forward with love and joy. May we all be inscribed for a blessing, for peace and for purpose. May we continue to plant roots and spread our wings. And may we, as one people and one family, go from strength to strength. And let us say, Amen. I wish you all an easy fast, a meaningful fast, and a peaceful year. Shana Tova.